Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pacers Daily. I am your host, Hery Acosta. The season is over, and we just have a lot to talk about over the next few days. Today's going to be a little different. We're just going to have a little talk about what Tyrese Halliburton means to this franchise and kind of talk about him a little bit, and then really just kind of get into how next season could function without him, even though it's going to be very difficult. But first, first and foremost, he is the heart and soul of this franchise. Everything runs through him. He's always there when needed. Yes, he has a few games where he's off, but everybody has their off days. But when Tyrese Halliburton plays at his best level, the team does not lose. That team completely runs through Halliburton, through his offense, through the way he can actually play very well on defense. He was getting a lot of steals during the postseason. He's a good shot blocker for his position. And there's no doubt in my mind that if Howie would have stayed healthy in Game 7, that the Pacers could have won this championship. He was looking like he was about to have the most monstrous Game 7 in NBA history. Was already hitting threes like it was nothing. Very unfortunate injury. But it's good just to talk about him now just because of how much he actually means to this team. I feel like after halftime, after the team saw him in the locker room hurt, it kind of just brought them down a little bit. So that really just shows what kind of leader Halliburton is. Teammates love him. They want him on the court. They know they could play better with him being there. Another big thing about Halliburton is how efficient he can be. We've seen games where he shoots not the best, but when he's efficient, dropping 20, 30 points at the same time with those 20 to 30 points, 10 to 15 assists. Halliburton is a pass first point guard, and we all know that he's a pass first point guard. But he's also a very good scorer. He has a really good layup game, decent mid range, very good 3-point shooter. He can pretty much hit it from anywhere. Um, he's already now a two-time All-Star, two-time All-NBA, only the fourth player in Pacers history to be multiple-time All-NBA. But, a very efficient guy. He also helps his teammates be very efficient as well. The best three-point shooting team in the playoffs. Everyone, Neesmith had the highest field goal percentage for I forgot how many three pointers made there was or how many attempts it was, but he had a better percentage than many of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time. And so this efficiency isn't really just about Halliburton, how efficient he is about how he helps everyone around him be more efficient, finds them when they're open, knows how to get them in the paint, and just kind of really organizes everyone's game for them. So where he can just open up everybody. But another thing that everyone knows about Halliburton, one of the most humble players in the NBA, he knows he's a good player. Like it's pretty obvious he knows he's good, but he doesn't really. People call him corny and stuff like that, and the truth is he's really not. He's just a very humble guy who is a very good, ends up being a very good basketball player. Guy out of Iowa State was supposed to be a top 10 pick, somehow fell to 12, traded during his second season, ended up becoming an all-star, all-NBA player, leading his team to back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals, leading his team to a Game 7 with a hurt leg. Two injuries, because he also had the ankle injury in Game 2, and just left it all on the court. The most respected player in the NBA at this moment should be Halliburton. Yes, SGA won the championship, MVP, everything. SGA had pretty much a perfect season this year. But if you really want to put respect on a player's name, that's all on Halliburton because not a lot of players. Obviously, if this was the regular season, a calf strain would get you out a week or two, maybe even more. We saw Luka was out for a while. He got hurt on Christmas. Um, he was out for weeks. Pretty much had him out of the running for All Star and everything. Because calf strains, any kind of calf injury can lead to an Achilles, and obviously ESPN decided to show that replay many times. We all saw that calf pop. Um, but kind of trailing back to the humble side of Halliburton, we've seen many clips of his interviews and just kind of it was the game 4 against the Knicks when he had that historic 30-point triple double with 0 turnovers, where they were telling him about his stats, and he's kind of looked up and he was like, "Was that really my stat line?" Because he was just playing his game. He didn't even know. He probably knew that he had a triple double, but he didn't know how crazy of a triple double it was, and along with the 4 steals and stuff that he had. But now I want to talk about probably the most important part. Indianapolis is now really a city of young talent. There has been a lot going on when it comes with injuries and stuff like that. I mean, we have Caitlin Clark, we have Halliburton, we have Anthony Richardson. 3 very young athletes, but all 3 have dealt with a big injury over the last few years. Obviously, Clark's, she was out 5 games, so not, the worst. It was a quad strain. Halliburton's is bad. He's potentially out all of next year. But Richardson's been having that really bad shoulder. He keeps having that same injury over and over. So hopefully that's not something that messes him up. He's also been struggling. Daniel Jones looks to be the um, starting quarterback for the moment, but we're not here to talk about the Colts. I could go on and on about them too, but back to Halliburton. He at the moment is Indy's golden child. Him and Caitlin Clark. But Halliburton led us to our first NBA Finals in 25 years, and we were 1 game away, 12 points, one torn Achilles away from winning a championship. Honestly, one bad called game 4 from winning a championship as well. But a lot, some stuff could have gone differently. We could have won in 6. Um, that's the thing. If you're not the home court team going into the finals, you cannot have a game 7. It's not ideal for you to play game 7 away. But Pacers did a good job. They would have just touched up the turnovers a bit more. They could have won without Halliburton, but they looked flat. Um, as good as McConnell and Nemhard are, they can't dictate the game like Halliburton does. Even if Halliburton has a bad scoring game, he can still dictate it on the offensive end, getting players open, knowing how to get out of double teams. That's not really McConnell and Nemhard's special team. McConnell and Nemhard, good dribblers, know how to drive. Nemhard is a good step back shooter, but they don't really have the eyesight, the mindset of pass first point guards that Halliburton does. So, as Indy's golden child, all of the city's rallying behind him, hoping that he gets better. He had his surgery today. Actually, had his surgery today. No, surgery yesterday in New York City. Looked like it was all good. He had that message out on Instagram, and now kind of got to talk about what they can do next year. Just a little heads up before I start talking about trade rumors and free agency rumors tomorrow. But it all starts with really just maintaining together. Indiana has a lot of players already locked up for at least the next 2 seasons. Toppin's going to be back. Siakam's going to be back. Nemhard's going to be back. McConnell's going to be back. So just a lot of different players. We still have Walker, Shepard, Burpee, all on their rookie contracts. Matherin still has about a season left. And so some of those players could be involved in the trade rumors I talk about. The big one being Matherin. As good as he played very good in some of the games. He was our best player in game 7. Had an off game, had some off games. Game 5 was not good for Matherin. Very good game 4. Um, not sorry. Very good game 3. Very struggle game 4. He missed a bunch of free throws at the end of the game. But he's one player to look at. See if we can get something out of it. There's been talks about Lloyd Markkanen, Cam Johnson. Um, but it might be time to really look at a 1-year point guard. unless we want to start McConnell or start Nemhard, move Matherin into the starting lineup. Nemhard, Matherin, Neesmith, Siakam, Turner. All depends on if Turner resigns. My whole spiel before the season was before the finals was if we don't win, Turner might leave. Also, Turner did not have a good finals showing at all. But I mean, he's very loyal to Indy. He's been here forever, so we'll see where that goes. I still think the Pacers could have a good season. I think they could be top six in the East. But at the same time, this all depends on how other teams do. We just got the news that Drew Holiday was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers for Anthony Simons. Simons is a very good young player, could fit pretty well into that shooting guard position in Boston. Boston's another team that's going to have to kind of step it up as they just lost their star player for the entire season. Jason Tatum's not going to play next year. Um, they might also be looking to trade Porzingis, potentially Derek White, maybe even Jaylen Brown, but we don't really know what they're doing. But the Pacers and the Celtics are two teams to look at after losing their star player in the playoffs. Also, the Bucks. Bucks lost Lillard for the entire season. So, some interesting stuff's going to happen in the East. You can see a bunch of West Conference players showing up. KD is staying in the West. He's going to Houston. Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks are going to Phoenix. Now, Jalen Green kind of player. Thing is, he would be worth a little bit if he ended up going to somewhere like Indiana. And thing with Jalen Green is he's young, so he wouldn't just be a starter. He wouldn't just want to be a starter for this season and then go right back to the bench next year. So it might not be the most ideal situation for a trade, but could be a lot to look into tomorrow. We'll see who we talk about. And I want to talk about Lauri Markkanen a little bit as he's not going to be able to do much on the Utah. Utah's been struggling a lot. So we'll see where that goes. But as always, I'm Hery Acosta. This is Pacers Daily. Boom, baby. Go Sirs.